Yo team, it's the exam coach checking in with you. This video was inspired by this question. How can you remember to turn in your assignment if your teachers don't remind you to do it? Let's go. Assignments and homework. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It's not everybody's favorite type of work to be doing. But what we do have to figure out is a system through which we can actually take these assignments, take these pieces of homework, understand what they are, do them to time, deliver them, and avoid all that life admin like detentions, extra work, and just not doing that well in school, full stop. Okay, so the question says, how can you remember to do your assignment? I think the question here is part of the answer. It's your work. It's your assignment. You are responsible to remember when to hand it in, what it is, not your teacher. The teacher's responsibility is to obviously set the work. If they're not doing that, then yeah, you got a point. If they're coming up to you and saying, hey, Baz, where's your homework? And they haven't even told you what it is, then yeah, fair play. That's a bit rogue. But we're assuming that's not actually happened. And this is how you'd go about it if they're setting it in class and you need to figure out, right, how am I going to deliver that? So here's 5 simple steps to handing in every assignment on time. Step 1, prioritize the last 10 minutes of class. Look guys, even if you really struggle with your attention and for the majority of the class you're daydreaming or you're just not paying as much attention as you'd like to, and you're really struggling to kind of pull together a performance in the classroom, just focus on those last 10 minutes. Make sure those last 10 minutes are solid. Why? Because you've got to focus on what the teacher is assigning you to do after class, because that's when you've got to deliver. That's when you've got to do the work and actually make it happen, learn the material so that come exam time, you're ready to go. Here's a good sporting analogy for you to explain this idea. So you haven't been able to pay attention that well in this particular class. Essentially what you're doing is you're on the defensive foot. You're stopping goals from going in. You're just keeping up to speed as well as you can. You're not banging goals in, top left, top right. You're just holding on. You're making sure that you're getting down the homework in the last 10 minutes, as I said, focus on that last 10 minutes so that you don't fall behind. You get that 0-0 away from home. You shut the shop, don't concede too many. It's not been your day. Next time you go into the classroom, yeah, you're looking to bang some goals in. You want to get on the front foot and attack. But with your homework, just make sure those last 10 minutes, focus, listen up, understand what you need to do, take the 0-0 draw, get out of the classroom, go and get the homework done. During these last 10 minutes of class, the teacher is going to probably set some homework. That's what they always do. It's the last 10 minutes. Focus on it, listen up for that homework call out coming, and get it down. If you didn't get it first time, have some questions locked and loaded. Swing by their desk after class. Make sure whatever's said in those last 10 minutes, homework, assignment-wise, you listen to it, you get it down. Step 2, listen fully. I know this sounds a little ridiculous, but listen properly when the teacher's telling you what the homework or assignment is. I stood there plenty of times. I even after the class went up to the teacher and said, hey, I wasn't listening. Could you just remind me, or can I just double check what the homework is? And they'd tell me and I'd be staring at something else. I remember there was this one teacher who had chopsticks in her hair one day. I was just looking at those chopsticks. I wasn't actually listening to what she was saying and I didn't get down what the homework was. So when they say something, listen to it, and the next step will tell you what to do once you've heard what they've said. Step 3, write things down. I know it sounds so simple, but in the moment, we just don't do it. We don't write it down. We just try and remember it, or we rush things and don't write it down properly. And don't be embarrassed of being seen to try hard or be a bit more detail orientated than you usually are. The ability to actually listen to what someone said to you, put it down on a piece of paper, and remember that you need to do that is a skill that you'll need throughout life. You use it in school, you use it in the workplace. It's a basic part of being a human being that can operate in a society. Write things down. Step 4, get all the detail. You need to get the detail down. There's no point in just writing page 19. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. You've got to write what you need to do, the page, the actual things you've got to do on that page. If it's a page in a textbook, the sheets, whatever it is, be specific with the detail. Also, make sure you get your hand-in date down. Figure out, okay, you've set this, when do you need it? When do you need me to deliver and execute on this for you? Get the date clear and then set things up so that you remember that date and you've got a workflow up to that date which is going to help you deliver the work on time. Quick tip for making sure you have enough time to get all the detail. Don't rush out the class. I remember going to lunchtimes, I'd be pegging it round corners, trying to beat people to the lunch queue. Chill, relax. You're going to get some food in, you're going to get your brain fuel, your liquid thinking on board, always. Relax, practice getting the detail down, then you can start pegging it to lunch if you want to. But just make sure you've got what you need, otherwise you're going to go home that day and you're not going to have a clue what to do. So crack on, get the detail down. Step 5, allocate time slots to do the work and remind yourself to do it. Estimate how long this work is going to take you and then add up enough slots of time plus a little buffer period where if you do struggle, you can use that to get the work done. The next thing you want to do is on your smartphone, set reminders the night before you've got to hand in that work and on the day of, just before the class that you need to hand in the work for. The amount of times I went to the class, I'd done the work, but I didn't have the sheet with me or I didn't have the right textbook that was part of the homework. Too many to count. It happens all the time. Don't let yourself do it. Set up that system to ensure you're delivering work and it's impossible for you to actually not execute on time. Okay, so that is how you remind yourself to hand in your own assignments. Take responsibility. Stop wanting to be spoon-fed like some teenage baby. You're not that anymore, and you never were that. You're on the road to Nineville. Lock and load and get it going. It's going to be very difficult for you not to hand in assignments when you've got this system flying and in place. Remember, if you found this video useful, give it a like down below. Subscribe to the channel too for more help with your studies and exams. I'm checking out.